Okay, hi guys, Abba here again. Today I'll be playing versus Kieran? Kieran, O'Hiran. I think that's the way you pronounce the name. So I'm continuing playing my blue-black mid-range deck. I made some minor changes, mostly changing a bit the removal suite. Fungal Infection is great for stopping aggro on its pit, but I kind of wanted to have a Suffocating Fumes in the main deck. It's never dead, you can always cycle it, and the -1/-1 on all your opponents works very well with blockers. Mayor's Grasp is another good way of stopping some creatures on the early game. But yeah, the removal suite is mostly murders because we are very soft to a big dumb creature. We can't really block profitably, so yeah. I don't remember if the last time I played it I had the Huron. I think I did. This card is awesome. It's a very big chunky flyer. Works very well with a mass 4/5 flyer that draws a card that's awesome. So yeah, the sideboard I changed a bit of things. I added a couple of kind of grindy cards in Tamiyo's Epiphany, a good way of drawing a lot of cards. Reaper of Night, a way of combating the opponent's hand. Yeah, I think that's it. Mostly is to diversify your removal suite, adding duresses for the control matchup, day best versus value creatures because you prefer to not give them value. Yeah, that's mostly it. So let's just model now. Best of 3 challenge match. I think this is okay. So I don't really know what Kieran is playing. I don't remember. I think we played once, but my deck is kind of well suited to battle other mid-range decks because I think we had the most value of the mid-range decks. We're a bit soft, as I said, on big creatures, so like an early 5/5 can be a bit troublesome if we don't find the murder. So this hand doesn't do anything. I'm going to molly on this. Okay, that's super good. I'm going to bottom the Terramorphic, I think. Yeah. Okay, Guildgate should mean that they have like more than 4 taplands, maybe? I don't think there is any good payoffs for Guildgates. Yeah. So I'm going to start with Bojuka. I'm losing some value here, but nothing we can do. I prefer to have a 3 mana in the following turns. They could be on like removal central here, so I'm going to start with. I don't need to be a flyer. I think this is the card I care less about the body. So yeah, they probably are on some kind of blue-black control deck. I'm going to just jam here. So yeah, if we can resolve a couple of these creatures, we can be fine. So importantly, we need to find some early things to play. Interestingly, they didn't even attack with the sapling. So next turn we can go for Kelvin Seer into Seagate Oracle. So yeah, as you see, they are trading 1-for-1 with our creatures, with the bodies of our creatures. So I'm going to start with playing a land here, starting with Rager, drawing a card, that seems fine, and playing now this. Since they already went down on cards, Seagate Oracle looks very good. I don't need more lands. Fungal Infection can be useful. For example, if they try to fungal infect and then double block or something like that, I'm going to start by attacking. I expect them to have some removal. Nothing. That's awesome. So let's go with the one that I care less. I care more about the Seagate Oracle. because it digs deeper. So it looks like they don't have anything, so I'm going to play another creature. So we are going so far ahead, and this is the problem with this kind of decks. If they don't have card draw and we can resolve some amount of value creatures, then they can fall so much behind, right? So they are main facing Thirst, so I expect them to have some kind of sorcery that they want to find. Otherwise they would wait, because they don't need to make more land draws. So Fungal Infection is fine. Yep. Here we can attack. I think I'm going to use the Callous Dismissal on one of my Seagulls. Yep. I'm going to Fungal Infect here. If they have Negate or something like that, they can use it, I don't care. If this results, we remove their blockers, which is awesome. So here, they could have like an Essence Scatter because they discarded 2 lands. So I'm going to start with this, and then we can go for Callous Dismissal on Seagate Oracle and bounce it back. This results immediately, so I think this is fine to do. We kind of lose a bit of value because we are only growing the mass. If they remove it, we are fine with that. They have Negate, okay. We don't need to hold Murder, so I'm going to shuffle now. It's the same thing here. Yep. So right now we would like to find like a Gravedigger effect. I'm going to go for this. If they have like removal, they need to waste removal here. If they don't, we have a very chunky flyer. If they have removal now here, it needs to be like a Murder or something. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for here. So again, if they don't have like a Murder, then we have like a big flyer. Additionally, we've been drawing cards each time we do something like this. So that's the plan of this deck really, and here is showing how it works. Just playing some mediocre creatures that cantrip or put like a lot of pressure. That's annoying, but we can go for Cavern Whisper here and attack for 7. They have only 1 card, so they need to discard that. So even though they have I could also Champ Attack. That will deal 2 damage more. So that would be 2 plus 7, 9. We leave them at 2, so let's just attack with everything. Again, we don't really care about our creatures, and we are leaving them dead on board and hellbent, so they need to find something. I think I'm going to play this. I don't think there is any need to not cast my spells. So we have a Murder that it's dead, like literally dead, but yeah, so yeah, that was rough for them. They didn't find any card draw, so they were they had a big problem there. So here, I think I'm going to put like Tamiya's Epiphany and Reaper. I expect them to remove the negates, and these cards are bad versus negate, but good versus other kinds of interaction. Callous Dismissal is less bad than Murder, so I'm going to remove all Murders and Mare's Grasp. I could add like Duresses and Coilbug. Coilbug is very good against how do you say this? Against grindy removal central decks, like what our opponent's playing now. I'm going to remove some amount of removal spells. Yeah, so right now we have a lot here. Maybe Fungal Infection is also bad. It's a creature, but it's bad. So we have Farika's Libation. Yeah, the problem with Fire Castle Evasion is that if they play a couple of fungal infections, then it's dead. So I think I'm going to remove this and play Divest instead. That makes sense. If they top deck it, they top deck it. No, they play so few creatures, doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe fungal infection is fine. We can also target one of our creatures, so that's not dead. And one of these might be okay. Yeah, so we have a couple of ways of drawing cards, like Tamiyo's Epiphany, and also making this card with the Reaper. That way we can grind them out. So Reaper of Night is exactly what this deck needs in this matchup, which is a slow and very clunky 3-for-1. So here I'm going to start with Terramorphic, fetching blue, or I can go for Cycling Lonely Sambar. I'm going to go for the Cycling, because we could find like a 2-drop. Mindstone, okay. I don't think Mindstone is very good here. There is not a 4-drop that's really good versus us, so here I will need to fetch blue, which is a bit awkward because we won't be able to play this on turn 3, but we don't care about that. We don't have anything to bounce unless they mill us. But yeah, I prefer to have access to the double blue later on to casting more spells. So here it's let's see, if they have removal, they are going to waste it on the Cloakings here, and we can go for Cadaver Imp next turn. So yeah, Duress is great, we can go Duress and 3-drop next turn. Okay, so they find some amount of card draw. Each future Frantic Inventor is going to be great for them. The problem with this card is that it's soft to Bojuka Ball, which is played a lot in this format. And okay, they don't remove the Cloakings here before going for Bojuka, so yeah, so we have answers to the Ill-Gotten Inheritance. I'm going to start with Duress and then play the Seagate Oracle. What's this? So this removes creatures and it's a 2-3. So this is actually pretty bad for us. A 2-3 is actually pretty good versus our deck, but we can always just have more creatures than them and just grind them out. Here I'm going to take the Oracle. Sad we didn't find the Duress before, so we could remove the Ill-Gotten Inheritance, because we don't really care about the Grasp. Carrion Imp. So we know their hand and we know that Duress is dead. We don't have anything here. We can always just attack so something dies and we can get it back with Cadaver Imp. Is that good? I don't know. Otherwise, they can go like Seagate into Lasotep. Just try to find more interaction, more value. Put pressure on the board. So the problem is we don't have any murders now because we removed them all. But we have the one fungal infection and one sacrifice target play sacrifice and enchantment. So we can remove the Ill-Gotten and we can attack and then -1/-1 the Carrion Imp. That's bad. That really puts a clock on us. Okay, so we know that they have this. We know we don't have anything. So I think I'm going to attack. No, we can also start with this. So that's the strength of Sigid Oracle. You can kind of chain them. So here I'm going to go for attack all and get back whatever they kill right away. So they don't have the choice of getting it back with the current imp. And we need to start pressuring them, so that's why I'm doing this. They're going to crack in response, but they won't be able to do anything, I don't think. So this way we have a lot of value in hand, but they have a couple of 2-3s that really stop us on our tracks, which is a bit awkward. They don't have anything to remove at least. Okay, so again, if we attack with the Sigid Oracles, I think I'm going to start with the Duress. Or maybe that was bad because we want to play 2-3 drops. Oh, oops. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack all again. Just continue pressuring them. Because they have a lot of burn in play, so we need to do this. They can kill a couple of creatures. And we can bounce back the Cadaver Imp. So this way we have like an infinite champ attacker. We could also start just trying to find the Firecast Libation. The problem is that sacrificing it doesn't really work in response to Firecast Libation. They start attacking, that's interesting. So they want us to kind of turn the corner here. I'm going to start with throwing cards, because this way we could find like a mutate, which is very good for us. They could have okay, they don't have anything, so if we do this, no, we are going to attack now. They probably have lethal. I don't want to do the math, but nothing we can do about it. We can get back the river and play it. I think that's correct. Just put a lot of pressure. So we could have done that before attacking. That would have made more sense. We would have been attacking for one more. Though they are going to hit us for 2. Then they have 4 more, so we are at 5. So we need to jump, I think. So they don't have anything on board, so I'm going to start with Phyrexian Rager. Bojuka doesn't do much. If we draw here, yeah, there is nothing we can draw that really kills this or this. I'm going to go for this. They have left Ethel on board, so I'm going to concede. There's no way of winning. So the Guardian Imps and the Inheritance were super bad. So I didn't know they were in Inheritance, so Firecast Libation looks better. Maybe this is bad. We didn't saw a lot of card draw. So I think I'm going to remove these grindy cards and put the Murders back in. We could have Mire's Grasp instead of Murder, but I don't know what they are playing, so I need to remove one more. And don't know. I don't want to have only one out to that. I need to remove something more to have a... No, I have the Firecast Libation of the Murderer. I think we should be fine. So Libation works very well versus other threats. That imp that gains them life, it's kind of bad, but the thing is, after we sideboard, we don't have any answers to that, so it's very rough for us. Okay, so we have to rest, but I'm going to start with Glass of the River. There's no need to rest now. We can do rest before playing a 3-drop to be sure that it resolves. I don't care about Mindstone. So here, just play an island Phyrex Enrager. That's great, we can start with rest and play a Cloaking Seer or Phyrex Enrager. Inheritance is annoying, but it's fine. Similar hand to what we saw before. I'm going to attack and play 2-3. Let's see. I think I want to play the Cloaking Seer. It's kind of similar, but if I find the -1/-1, the Cloaking Seer can be a bit better, I think. Okay, we found it. So let's attack. Okay, that was a good call for them. Just hit them for more damage now. I can go for Duress and Phyrex Enrager. They don't have anything. They have only one unknown in hand, so if I don't do this now, I don't have anything to do otherwise. So Duress was a bit underwhelming this match, but I think it has the power of removing this before they play it. But they wanted to play some pressure before doing that. So I can attack with everything, and if they play around the fungal infection, they are going to be doing great, but apparently they do not. That's awesome, we are able to remove that annoying blocker. Here I could play the Poacher or the Rager. I think I want to do the Rager because if you find that on top now, you can play the Last of the River. We don't. 1, 2, 8. So we are pretty close to presenting lethal. That helps. If we play this here, we have 4, 5, 10, so it's still not lethal. And they have one land to discard, so I prefer to just play a couple of creatures this turn instead. So they are super dead on board, they need to find like a suffocating fumes into a blocker or something like that. And that's the problem with decks that try to 1-for-1 you with removal, is that your creatures, the bodies of the creatures aren't important. So awesome, we won. See you next time.